little hairy. What's another key that works with the locks? Terpenes. Terpenes are known for their aromatics, their aroma, right? But think about how a plant survives in nature. They're not out there with little swords and shields. They're living organisms, but they need to survive. So how do they survive? They've got terpenes that also have antifungal, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory properties. These terpenes are also help many species of plants attract pollinators, right? So if we think about all of these amazing compounds, and we think about how they work synergistically together to keep our bodies at homeostasis, that's called the entourage effect, right? If you're rolling solo versus rolling with your entourage, who's more powerful? Those compounds work together to keep your body at balance. Where are the compounds found? They're found in the trichomes. If you've ever looked at a beautiful cannabis bud, and you see it's all crystally and frosty, zoom on that trichome, and you got that glandular head. It's called a captate. Within that glandular head, that's where all the magic happens. That's where all those compounds and terpenes are synthesized. So, just a little tidbit, whenever you're handling your buds, don't put your fingers all over it and grabbing it. Don't do that. You're even in the trichomes. That's where all the magic is. Just a little tidbit. So, I digress. So, I mainly just want to be here today because this has just been a magical story because I currently work in the microbiology department. I've been in the medical field for 11 years. So you have to understand that, and a patient. So you have to understand that I'm genuinely sincere on medicinal benefits. I'm not up here selling you anything. I'm giving you knowledge. I want us to be empowered so that when people come to us and they tell us this, that, or the other, you come back with science. Science plus education plus cannabis is truth. It's the truth. So that is what's so empowering for me, that I know that whatever it is you believe, I'm telling you the truth because I'm telling you science. And the awesome part about science in working in the microbiology department, I started to notice similarities. You see, we diagnose infectious diseases with human specimens. If you have ever gone to the doctor for not feeling well or some type of infection or disease, you have all heard the famous words, "We are waiting on the lab for results." Hi, I'm the lab. So it's the same thing with cannabis though. There are cannabis analytical diagnostic labs. And what are they doing? They're testing the cannabis to ensure the quality. They can tell you, just like how I can tell you with the human specimen, if you have microbes, they can test for microbes. They can test for mycotoxins. Myco meaning fungi, mycotoxins meaning the toxins being produced by fungi. They can tell you about they can test for pesticides, residuals, potency. They can tell you the compounds within your product and tell you percentages, a number, a yield, what you got going on. And that's so important to be able. Unfortunately, we don't have that access, like to be able to do like medical research because it's classified as a Schedule I drug, right? Right next to heroin. But the fact of the matter is, in the States, we already have analytical diagnostic labs that can help us get there. Another thing that I found similar with the microbiology department, and I'm not going to get into this one too deep, but when we diagnose infectious diseases, whether it's a bacteria, a fungi, a parasite, or a virus, we are diagnosing it and we're identifying it by its genus and its species. So no matter what, To me, when I'm talking up here, it's cannabis sativa, genus and species. I'm not going to call it anything else. Call it what it is. Of course, there are subspecies, and there's a lot. This is where it gets hairy because it depends on the cultivation. It depends on. I mean, you can tell something by its appearance, but most importantly, its chemical makeup. And there's so many variations. But then there's also so many variations with all of us. If you go to the doctor, patient history is huge. What is your family background? Are you drinking plenty of water? Are you sleeping? Are you stressed out? All of these factors, environmental factors, or just anything external, can literally alter our bodies. You know you can make yourself sick from stressing out, right? Your cortisol levels get too high, guess what? Off balance. Now you're sick. But if you use nature, and another beautiful thing, going back to terpenes, it's not just in all the species of plants and cannabis, but it's in your food. Limonene, it's in citrus, it's in the lemon zest, the orange zest. Alpha pinene, alpha pinene is in pine, but not exactly a food. Myrcene is found in mango. Beta caryophyllene is found in black pepper. So when they say food is medicine, that is for real, because the compounds within the food is your medicine. So, man, I'm excited. I guess you guys just really don't know how excited I am. I'm excited to be standing on this stage right now because I want to just share with you guys what I'm learning. I'm not standing up here telling you, this is this. This is just what I've been learning. I've been going out there and trying to figure it all out because nobody's telling me about it here. You know what I mean? So I've been going out there and doing it on my own and bringing back what I learned and teaching it to the masses. I'm actually on Instagram, cbd.genie, or CBD Genie on Facebook. I am the CBD Genie on the World Wide Web. Sure. I am a microbiology technologist. Okay. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of I would call that old school thinking, honestly, because we're learning as we go. The propaganda is so heavy, so heavy from back in the day that's literally still sticking around right now. I gotta be honest, smoking it did absolutely nothing for me, except for just kind of make me feel just okay, ulcerated. Juicing is another amazing thing. Why? Because we were just talking about the terpenes, right? The compounds within those fruits, vegetables, whatever you're taking in, boom, working with the body. Yes, ma'am?
I've just recently learned that there's 3 dispensaries in Austin.
Okay.
And one of them specializes in medication for children with epilepsy.
All right, and here's the nasty truth about this. So, first of all, they're just discriminating against every other age ailment or any other pain. But with epilepsy, you still have to try FDA-approved drugs first, and then you can go to them. The doctor still has to prescribe that for you for epileptic patients. So it's still not, I have epilepsy, I'm going to go over there as my first choice, which is unfortunate, right? My body, my choice. If I'm not feeling well, why does the government have a say on how I take care of myself? And that's unfortunately what it is right now.
So since you're in the Austin area, do you know if they actually are prescribing to people? Because I'm going to have an interview with them before much longer. Lamar's having a class on medical marijuana, so that's part of the class and everything. So that's why I'm asking you, do you know if they are indeed prescribing right now?
Personally, I don't know anyone who's personally doing that, but I have heard that they are. I have heard that.
Is it all three, or is it just compassionate?
Compassionate. Satara is not even open yet.
They're not?
There's actually 3 for the whole state of Texas. They won't.
Yeah.
All just in Austin.
There's Satara and Compassionate Cultivation are in Austin.
And the other one is just right outside of Austin. It's not too far from it.
Giddings.
In Giddings, yeah.
So, and I went out there too, just to try to find it. I wasn't very successful on that one. But as far as, just because I'm from Austin, as far as the Austin area, I don't know anyone personally who is. I'd actually love to get your information so I can join that journey with you to learn it, because that's a big deal.
And recently, just a couple of weeks ago, they passed here in the state of Texas for like our college professors to be able to research, such as potentially maybe our local university can grow it in the chemistry department and the biology department, so that those in the nursing department can test it. So our local area may even be coming up to date.
I hope so, because Michigan is already, the University of Michigan already has a class when it comes to working in the lab. Because think about it, all these labs are coming up out of nowhere. People think, oh yeah, I love cannabis. I've been smoking since I was 14. I'm gonna go work in a lab. It don't work like that.
It doesn't work like that.
It don't work like that. So you have to get people trained to be able to do analytical diagnostics. And I'm really proud of University of Michigan, because they are on top of that, and they're working on it. Unfortunately, Texas, true, we're moving forward.
Yeah, if that's
slowly.
what you want to call it.
But we still, it's just not fair based off of your geographic location. If I stand here, I'm a successful businesswoman. If I stand here, I'm a criminal,
Exactly.
That's not right.
Is there somebody trying to get it legal, like somebody we can vote for?
I gotta be honest, Beto for sure. I was actually, when he was in Austin, there was over 50,000 people. It was the most beautiful thing. You just felt the wind.